Hi, I'm Debbie and this is Book and Bujo, where I talk about all things books, bullet journals, and stationery. Today we're starting the next installment of Mary Bookmas vlogging. What to start with? I have a whole bunch of stuff on the floor here in front of me. What should I start with? Let's go ahead and start with the books. It is Book and Bujo after all, so we'll start with the books and we'll do the other stuff afterwards. Okay, what have I read? What am I reading? What do I still need to read? Let's find out. Okay, so I did just go to the library this morning, so I did return 3 of the books that I have already read. So I did start and finish Winter of the Witch by Catherine Arden, 3rd book in the Winter Night trilogy, and I loved it. Loved it. So good. So good. It gave me back more the vibes from the first book, which the second book was really good, but I definitely like the first and the 3rd book best. And then I started and finished Leviticus, and this one, I don't know why the description says it's kind of a retelling of Leviticus in the Bible. I don't understand where that correlation came from, but I was pleasantly surprised that I really enjoyed this book. So we have our main character, Leviticus, and he is a writ weaver. And I'm still not quite exactly sure what that is. It almost sounds like maybe a software developer, like a software programmer type of person. And you are either skilled with it or not. You have it's almost like kind of the magic system. And you have the kind of the good guys and the bad guys. And so the good guys have developed this facial tracking technology, and so they can track the bad guys who are the breachers. They can kind of track them and see where they're trying to poke their nose in and get their hands on this technology. Both sides are kind of watching for Leviticus, and they both want Leviticus on their team because he's like a prodigal or a savant, I guess you could say, in writ weaving. And it has his friends from school, it has some intrigue in there, there's definitely some politics at play, and it is a sci-fi in kind of an alternate timeline. It was really interesting. I really enjoyed it. I was very pleasantly surprised. And this one is by Callan Samuels, and it's Dictates of the Servitors. Lev, or Leviticus, has a best friend named Nico, and Nico is an orphan. His parents had passed away and kind of left their legacy to him. They were uber rich business people. They were friends beforehand when Nico's parents were still alive, and so they just continued this friendship, and they're now kind of at this elite university. And the servitors, who are the good guys, they kind of work in secret. They're kind of underground, and literally underground, and so you don't really see them, and they kind of work by putting tokens in inconspicuous places where people like Leviticus would be able to see them and then be like, ooh, what is this? And have to try and kind of figure out a clue or something, and that's kind of how they recruit them into their service. And the breachers kind of use a similar type of style, but they're not as underground. They're a little more out in the world. And yeah, it was just really interesting. I'm so glad I read it. I haven't figured out quite a rating yet for it. It's probably going to be about a 4-star. Definitely not a 5-star, but it's much better than a 3. So somewhere in the 4 range, 3.75 to 4.25 probably. Once I finished Leviticus, I then hopped right into A Holiday Haunting at the Biltmore, and this is by Eva Poehler, and this is the 8th book in the Mystery House series. Now, I haven't read any other books in this series, so they're all kind of standalones. They give references to earlier books, like, oh, you remember this case and you remember what happened at this time, but you don't really need to read those to understand what's going on. This was adorable, and I devoured it in one day. I mean, it was super short. It was just under 6 hours at the audiobook, and I just listened to it while I was setting up my new bullet journal, and it was so cute. So you have some middle-aged women who are getting together at the Biltmore for one of their son's weddings, and so their son is getting married at the Biltmore, and apparently the wife's family, one side of the family, is loosely related to the Biltmores, and so they have the ties to the place. And the group of ladies are basically ghost hunters. So they have all their equipment, and while they're at the Biltmore, they're like, well, let's see if there's any ghosts around, and so they try and help transition ghosts to move beyond, to like go into the light kind of thing, or to help them resolve issues. Maybe they still have someone they need to tell something, or they need to resolve a relationship or something. So that's what these ladies do. And this was adorable. Oh my gosh, there was some like kind of scary, spooky spots in it where the ghosts get angry and that kind of thing, and it just, there's humor throughout the whole thing, and it was just adorable. I don't know if I can think of another word for it, but adorable. It was so cute. I had so much fun. I would highly recommend it, and each of the ladies' personalities are very well defined, so you can tell who it is by what they're saying and how they're saying it, and the audiobook narrator did a great job. I would highly recommend it. It's a nice, quick, spoopy little Christmassy book. Next, I read the group book for the Bujo Buddies book club with Jashi Curran, and that was Hell Yeah or No by Derek Sivers. And this one also was very good. It had some really interesting information in it, and it wasn't one where I necessarily needed to take a ton of notes, but it had some really good little tips and tricks in there. So it's basically, if you're not yes, then why are you spending all your time on it? And if it's not like, oh, heck no, then why are you doing it? So it's like, this is not something I want to be doing. Why do I keep doing this? But there's also the aspect of, this is the things that you keep saying that you want to do. Like, this is what I really want to do. These are the actions I want to take. This is what what I want to happen. But you're not actually doing anything to get you to any of those points in your life. So do you really want to do any of those? Or do you actually want to do what your actions are showing that you're doing? So I just thought that was kind of interesting to make you think like, oh, I really want to, learn this language, but you never actually take any steps toward it. You don't get like Duolingo or some kind of language app. You don't get a tutor. You don't even look at the language. Do you really want to learn that language? So I just thought that was really interesting. And kind of thought-provoking. Makes you stop and think, like, are the goals that I'm setting for myself really things that are going to progress me towards what I actually want to do? Or are they just things that I think I should be doing? And that was another really quick book. It was 122 pages, so quick and simple. Next, I started, well, I guess you can't really see the cover because I'm still in the middle of it, but I started Great Expectations by Charles Dickens, and this one we follow Pip, who is kind of low on the totem pole with his family. They are not necessarily destitute, but they're in a small town, and they don't really have a lot. His sister has taken him in after the rest of their family has passed away, and her husband is a blacksmith, and she's a pretty no-nonsense, very strict lady, and kind of treats her husband and her little brother with kind of an iron hand. And so this is how he's growing up. And then he gets introduced to some other people, and he kind of finds out that he may be raised up into other situations that he is not expecting. And I'm about 37% of the way through, and I would actually be done with it by now, but the second day I started this book, my library hold for the audiobook of The Gathering Storm came in. So I switched to this one because, it's even longer than this one, which is like, I don't know, 600 or 700 pages. This one's like 800 or 900 pages. So I switched to this one, and I am like 42% of the way through. So I've read that, still need to read this much. And so I should finish this in the next couple days. I did check it out for 21 days just to be on the safe side, but I will probably have this done in the next, probably on Wednesday. I've got a lot of stuff going on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, but we'll see. So I should have this done within the next week, and then I can get back to Pip and Great Expectations. So The Gathering Storm by Robert Jordan and Brandon Sanderson is the 12th book. Yeah, 12th book? Yes, is the 12th book in the Wheel of Time series, and not really much I can tell you about what's happening in this book without giving away tons of spoilers for all the books before it, so just know we're following the Dragon Reborn, and we have a handful of youngins that we follow from the Two Rivers, a small town that have gotten caught up with the Aes Sedai, and there are evil things happening, and there's a whole lot of other stuff happening in this one. I'm sure you've probably heard a little bit of something about it by now. What else am I reading? So I just returned it, which is kind of a bummer, but I did read Saga Volume 7 during the sprints on Stephanie's channel for Merry Bookmas. So I did get that one finished. I read the first half of it during the sprints, and then I finished the last half at night before I went to bed. And it was good. I'm still totally enjoying that series. And the other book I'm still reading slowly but surely, making progress on, and that is A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. And I am on page 79. So I've read this much. I still have this much to go. But I figure once I finish Great Expectations and The Gathering Storm, then I'll go hard onto this book. This one I'm just kind of picking up at night before I go to bed for like half an hour or so. So I'm not making quick progress, but I will be able to, I have this on my Kindle as well. So I will be able to have Alexa read it to me as an audiobook. So once I get to that point, when I've gotten through more of my TBR, I will go hard on this one and do immersion reading and read and listen and all of that. And basically have just this as being the book that I'm reading, and I should be able to bust it out. Okay, what else do I have? So now we're going to go into the Bujo part. So I was so excited to film my moon phase bookmark for 2025. This will be the 3rd year that I'm making it, and I love using it. It's my most used bookmark in my bullet journal. And I got everything all set up. And I had to pause the video and go and do something really quick, and then it came back. And I went through everything. I got it all made, and I was so excited. And I was doing the kind of final flip through, talking about everything, and then I went to hit stop on the video and realized I had never unpaused it. So I put together the whole thing, and I have absolutely zero footage on it. I was so upset because this was the one I was looking forward to the most, and doing this with you guys, and I am just so sad. I'm so sad about it. But that video will have gone up just before this one, so you will have already seen it. But I did end up just kind of talking through everything that I did for it, and here's a little sneak peek after the fact for you. But yeah, I was so bummed. Yeah, but I have it, and I love it, and I really like how it turned out. I really like the green paper with the gold and the green metallic markers, and yeah, I really like how it turned out, and I'm looking forward to using it in my bullet journal this next year. Okay, next I have a little birthday haul for you. So my birthday was this last weekend, and I was so excited because I opened my sister's gift first, because she had texted me and she's like, your awesome birthday gift is coming on Wednesday, but if you want to wait and open it on Friday, that's fine too. I was like, sweet, that's cool. And so I opened it and I saw this first, and I was very excited about this one. I did put this one on my wish list for my birthday, and this one just has a bunch of really cool photos and kind of ephemera to use that have a bookish stuff in it, which is really fun. And I was looking through it, I'm like, ooh, that one would be really cool to put in my reading journal for 2025, because I'm getting ready to do the setup, and I thought that would be really cool. And then I kind of turned the page over and then went, oh, that's on the other side. So they're two-sided. So how are you supposed to like cut some of this stuff out and use in your journals and things if you're gonna not be able to use what's on the other side? So that was kind of a bummer. So I mean, there's some, like, I wouldn't cut this one out and put my journal, so that would be fine, and I could just use those ones. But like, this one is beautiful. I would love to put that in my journal, or even if it was just parts of it, like use this top half and use the bottom half separately, but then you lose all of these really pretty ones on this side. And I have a strictly black and white printer. Like there's no grayscale, there's nothing. It's pretty much black or white. And so I tried printing just to see what it would come out as. And I'm like, well, that doesn't work. So then I tried one of the other pages. I'm like, oh, these ones are lighter. And I'm like, well, that one kind of works. Like a couple of those would be okay. But yeah, well, we'll see. Because, I mean, it literally says right there, reading time ephemera. Why would they not have a blank page? Like, even this one is fine because you're not going to use that in your journal necessarily. So then you could use that in there instead, which is beautiful. But why would you not have, I don't know. If you can explain it to me, that'd be amazing. I don't get it. But I love this. It's beautiful, and I will definitely be using some of the stuff in it, but yeah, I'm confused. Okay, next up. And I think the reason that she said your awesome birthday gift is this has actually been on my list for a couple of years. So we have a fully tiled shower, and sometimes it's not always easy to clean the grout in your shower, especially when you get a lot of soap suds and stuff that might get dried on and things like that. And so I wanted this cleaning tool and I didn't get it. Like, this is, I think, the third Christmas I've had it on my list, and she got it for me. So I'm super excited. So it's like totally cheesy, like not a fun necessarily Christmas gift, but I love it and I can't wait to use it. I do wish it was a little bit bigger brush, but this actually is a good size for our grout, so it'll work really well. So I'm super excited. So yeah, it says ideal for grout lines, corners and crevices, and tight spaces. Like with the faucets, it's so hard to get to the back side of the faucet. And we have like a pumice stone, but that would just scrape off like that nickel finish that we have on there. And so I don't want to do that, but this, that'll work. Very excited. Even though it's kind of a weird gift. And then I also opened this one. So this is a mug warmer. So I have one on my desk, but I kind of want one by my seat on the couch so I can put it on the side table to kind of keep my mug warm. Sometimes we sit on the couch to eat dinner. So like if we have some soup or something and I want to eat my salad first, I can keep that on the warmer and eat my salad and keep my food warm. So kind of like it. And so I did get that one. And it's much bigger than I thought it was gonna be. Because when I opened it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's the size of my head. I mean, like almost literally, that's huge. But this will fit like a little plate. I could put my dinner plate on here and I'll keep my food warm. So I'm actually very excited. And it's very pretty. I really like the kind of the wood finish. I think it'll work really well in the living room. And it does have an auto shut off, which is what is really important. The one I have in my office has an auto shut off, but it also has, I think you can go anywhere from 150 to 194 degrees, which is kind of nice too. So if I'm drinking some green tea, I can actually lower the heat on it. Or if I just want to put a mug of water to keep a little bit warm, then I don't have to have it like super hot, which is kind of nice. Okay, what else did I get? I got some more kitchen stuff. So this one is a coffee scale, and I don't actually use it for coffee because I don't drink coffee. I like tea. I'm a tea girl. This one actually has a timer on it, which is kind of nice. I get that for when you're making coffee, but it has a tare on it, and then it has a couple of the different weights as well, which is nice. So I'm very excited for that one, especially for baking and things like that. And then I'm, again, so excited. I'm, super excited that I got Assassin's Apprentice. This is the first book in the Farseer trilogy and the first book in the realm of the Elderlings by Robin Hobb. And I love these book covers specifically, and I've been wanting to get these ones. And this is actually the one series I kind of want in the paperback. I don't know why. I think it's because some of the covers that I like only come in the paperbacks. I don't like all of the covers that they come in, but I do love this one. And so I did get this one, and then I put the second book on my Christmas list. So hopefully I'll get the first 2 books this year at least, and then maybe I'll find the third and continuing series each year, just pick up a couple more and then end up with the full set. So I'm super excited. I love the Realm of the Elderlings. This is one of my favorite series. It's so good. If you haven't read it, you definitely should give it a try. Half of the books, it's a 15, 16 book series. Half the books kind of follow the Farseers, so fits and his crew, and then you also have the ship of magic, and you also have some of the families that are on the ships, and so you have two kind of different families that you follow that end up intertwining throughout the series, which is really fun. But yeah, if you like Fitz, gotta read the series. And then I got some great Bujo supplies. So I got the Zig Clean Color dot markers, and these come in some great colors. A bunch of mine are starting to die because I've been using them a lot, so I'm very excited to get them again. Now I'm very excited apparently. So we have the dot on one side, and then you have the fine tip on the other. There you go, if you want to see that. And it comes in some really fun pastel colors, so those will be great to use those and replenish some of the ones that are dying that I have. If I can get it to go back in there, there we go. It's a little more persnickety than I thought it was going to be. All right, and then lastly, this one is my favorite. I'm so excited. So this one is one of my favorites. I was debating whether or not to get one already made or to make my own. And I know Jashi Curran has a video, and I will link that down below in the description box for you if you want to check it out, where she made one herself, and she gives you all the dimensions and everything. I believe it was an A5 journal. But no, I have a B5 journal and I have a B6 journal. And the B5 is going to be too big. It's too big for what I want to use it for, and the B6 is just a little too small. So I mean, the A5 is really a good one, but actually looking at this one, it's a little closer to the A6, but it's still a little bit bigger. But I decided to go with a pre-made one just because the journals I have, none of the sizes would work exactly how I wanted it to for that. So I put it on my Christmas list, and I got it. So it's a 5-year diary, and it's going to be really cool because it'll end, so the 2025, 26, 27, 28, and 2029. So then in kind of a nice rounding. And then in 2030, I could get a new one if I wanted to. But I'm super excited about this one. This one is by Midori. Took me a minute to find the English down here. There's not a lot of English on there. And it is just beautiful. It comes in a hard case, which I do like that. So it's like a little slip case for it. And then you get the diary itself, which is beautiful. I love all of the foiling on the front and the side edge there. It does come with 2 ribbon bookmarks as well. And I'm very excited and I can't wait to get in and use this one. And it does, again, comes with some information that is not in English, but there is a QR code, so that might have the English. But it has a key on the front and kind of a start and end date time, and my lighting is going. I apologize, the sun is going down. But I figured there's a prologue in here, and I thought this might be a great place to put my verse of the year, because I always do a verse of the year each year, and so I could put those in here and have a record of all of those, and then at the beginning of each month, maybe at the bottom, I would put the verse that I use for the month in there, so I would have a record of that as well. And then each day you just write a little snippet. I don't know, there we go, you can see that a little better. So each day you would write a little snippet, and this would be from 2025, 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029. So you could see on January 1st in each of the years, this is what happened that day, the thought I had for that day, a memory, whatever it is you want to put in there. And then it's kind of fun. In the edges, each month has a different icon. So this one has keys for January. February has some mittens. And so you can see on the edge where the next month starts. And then March has some butterflies. April has flowers. For May, there's a really cute balloon. Thought that one was adorable. Then we have an umbrella for June. July is a little sunflower. In August, we have fish, which is kind of fun. We've got the tail over on the side and the head over here. kind of a fun one. And then we have some mushrooms. And as you kind of flip through like this, they change a little bit, which is kind of fun. We've got pumpkins or some kind of a squash or gourd in there. And then we have a mug, so like a mug of cider or hot chocolate or something in there. And then at the end we have a little deer. So we got the deer head over here, and then we have the little tail on that side. And it's just really fun, and I'm looking forward to using this because I've never used one before. And then you have an epilogue as well, so if you want to like, so the prologue and epilogue are more like, here's like my thoughts before the year starts, and here's my thoughts at the end of the year. But the prologue I most likely use as my verse of the year, and I'm not sure what I'll do for the epilogue yet. It may be more of a little bit more of a reflection, we'll see. And then we have personal memos. Basically your name page is at the end instead of at the beginning, which is kind of nice as well. So I am super excited to have this sit on my desk. So each evening I can grab this and just write my thoughts for the day and then put it back in. It would only take, 4 or 5 minutes. This would be super short. And I am really looking forward to using that. And last night, I will put in the pictures somewhere in here, that we went to Acker Night, which is super cool. So you have all of downtown Prescott, every shop, every restaurant, pretty much any business downtown opens up at night, and there's a band that plays. So I think there was a tuba quartet, you've got jazz musicians, you've got the high school and junior hires, you've got families that are musicians that get together. There's, you can have a handbell group. There was a clarinet trio as well, I think. But yeah, you just, groups get together and all on one day you just flood downtown, and it's just a lot of fun. And so we did that last night with some friends, and then today we were running some errands, and we had to stop at Russo's and get some cheesecake because yum. And they had peppermint cheesecake that was to die for. That was just a delicious ending to the weekend. And I will chat with y'all again tomorrow. Yeah, I have not been doing a very good job with keeping up with vlogging. Something I definitely want to work on for 2025. So that will be a goal. Once I have my TBR obole for the month, I kind of want to try and actually vlog at least a couple days a week during that, with the books that I'm reading and that kind of stuff, recaps as I finish them, at least do some kind of video review within a day or two of reading them, as well as then writing my reviews. So that is one of my goals. Please help me to stick with that. But I do want to update you on what I've been reading, what I've been doing, all of that fun stuff. We are now 5 concerts down, 1 left to go, so that's good. Things are starting to kind of slow down just a little bit, which is really nice, but we do start back up with rehearsals in the beginning of January, which usually we wait until the end of January, but we're only going to get 2 weeks off and then we're right back at it. And I wanted to show another birthday present that I got, which is amazing. This was the one thing I wanted. It's so cool. And I didn't get it in time for my January TBR obole, but you will be seeing it in future installments. And that is this really cool dice roller. It's a bunch of books. And so this one has the cover. It's kind of hard to see back here, but that one says Moby Dick, which is super fun. And then these ones have stuff actually on the pages, which is really cool as well. So you kind of put the dice here, and then it kind of hits this one, and then here, and then it's supposed to land in the tray. We've done some trial runs, and we're kind of at about a 20% success rate of it actually landing in the little dish without like rolling that way or behind or this way. And I tried it with a D20, and then also my 2 tiny little, my 6-sided dice are pretty tiny. And I was hoping those were going to work really well, but it's kind of a crapshoot. But I'm super excited to try this, and I'm sure once I use it more and more, I'll get the hang of it a little better. But it's so cute. I was kind of debating between this one, and there was another one that was a dragon. You put it in the dragon's mouth, and it comes down and comes out like his belly. But I think there was another one where you kind of put it in his back, and his head is on the ground, and it comes out his mouth. Those are cute too. But yeah. and it's a lot smaller than I thought, which is actually even better. So plus, in between times, it'll be nice decoration on my shelves. Yeah, I love it. It's so cute. And then I also got a little gift in the mail to say thank you from Melanie for co-hosting the Readathon for Merry Bookmas, and I'm super excited and I can't wait to see what it is. The 13th Child, oh my gosh. I have this on my list of books that I want to read, so this is really cool. Thank you so much, Melanie. This is awesome. So yes, one of my favorite numbers is, well, actually my absolute favorite number is 13. So anything with 13 in it is 5 stars in my book, but I can't wait to read this one. It's going to be so good. Ooh, and the chapter headings actually have some artwork on them. See if I can find it again. Nice, or at least some coloring in there. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm very excited to read this one. I will definitely have to get this out. Oh, that is beautiful. Oh my goodness. I was not expecting that. That is stunning. Is this hazel? Wow. And then there's also a lot of fun hidden cool things in here. Like, look at all the skulls all around the outside here. One there, this one down here. Stunning. I can't wait to read this one. And now I'm gonna have to see if I can fit it into my January TBR, because I have not picked that yet. So, and the bookmark too. So cute. So make sure you go to Melanie's channel and subscribe if you have not yet, because she is amazing and she's got some really great TBR games on her channel. And she also does host Seasonathon 4 times a year. So make sure you join in some of those readathons and check her out. So thank you again, Melanie. So appreciate that. Okay, let's see. What else have I been reading? So, well, let's go to this. So for a couple of my prompts for Aeldia and I believe Reindeer Readathon, maybe? One of the other readathons, I needed something, well, and Merry Bookmas actually, I needed something that was a heist, something with a quest, and I kind of debated between Red Seas Over Red Skies and Crooked Kingdom, and I have now decided I am going to read Crooked Kingdom and save this one for 2025. So, Crooked Kingdom it is for that one. I have not started this one yet, but I love that series. It's one of my favorites. Day of Fallen Night, I am on page 141, I believe, or 142. So I just started another chapter, so I am making a little bit of progress on that one. And then I just started, oh, let me go get it. I started The Historian today, and the audio, I wasn't expecting to start this today because I was trying to finish A Day of Fallen Night, but the audiobook from my library came in, so I'm like, I gotta get it today because I don't want to wait and be like, oh, now I can't get it. So I am here, and that is chapter 25. I just started the second section. I'm about a quarter of the way through, but I should be able to get through this one in the next couple of days because I have some time to actually sit and listen. So I finished my new TBR Opoly board, which I will leave linked up in the cards above for you, and I did get that one posted, a little walkthrough and a how to play for you. What were some of the other ones I have in there? We ended up no one videotaped our concert this year, so I don't have any clips of that, which is kind of a bummer. For Merry Bookmas, we did need to attend a concert or do view some, like a Christmas lighting of some kind. So we did do the Christmas lighting at the courthouse. We did one. walk through there. It was a couple days later, but we did walk here as well as a couple of clips from Acker Night. So Acker Night was started by the Acker family, and it's a way to raise money for scholarships for music students. So they could be younger children, even older kids taking music lessons, scholarships for college for older students to be able to study music and things like that. And so once a year, and this year it was on my birthday, so that was even more fun. So like they bus people up from Phoenix, and it's so much fun. You walk around downtown, and almost every store in the downtown area has a music group in there playing live, and it goes from 5:30 to 8:30. My husband and I have performed 3 or 4 times in Acker, and it's so much fun and is such a good cause. They raise so much money for scholarships, and it is just a beautiful thing. So we did that, and I have a couple of clips of this family. It's a dad and his 3 sons, and they're the Sasquatch band, and it was super cute. So the youngest son was 11, the oldest was around 19-ish, and they played a couple of songs before we moved on to the next group, but we got to see quite a few different groups as we were walking through, and it was just so much fun. So if you're ever in the Prescott area, like the second week of December, second Friday of December, come on up and join in on Acker. Here's some great music. So books. Great Expectations. I did get that one finished, and by Charles Dickens. I really enjoyed that one. It was very interesting. It was a little long. I did finish that one. Thoroughly enjoyed it. You get to hear all about Pip's life. It reminds me a little bit of David Copperfield and some of his other books where it's almost like a biography or a memoir of this fictional character's life. So you get to hear all about them growing up, maybe right, maybe wrong choices that they've made, and how that all plays out in their life. And it was very interesting. And then again, I finished The Gathering Storm, and then I needed something kind of fun because Great Expectations and The Gathering Storm were both a little heavier so, and took a little more brain work. So then I needed something just fun and just cute. And so I listened to The Christmas Wish by Lindsay Kelk, and that was so cute. I really liked that one. Family Christmas time, and everyone gets together, and not all the family like each other all that well. There tends to be a lot of fighting and nitpicking and that kind of thing going on. There's 2 sisters and then a cousin that grew up together, all in the same house, and the younger sister and the cousin were really good buddies, and they grew up as like best friends, and the older sister was 5 years older, and so she had to take care of her younger sister and babysit and that kind of thing. And they all grew up to be lawyers like their dad wanted them to be, and the 2 sisters don't really get along. There's a lot of sibling rivalry there. And so they get together, and again, the younger sister, she's had a rough year. She had an incident at work. Her long-term, like 4 years, they had been together. Her boyfriend broke up with her, and so she's not really looking forward to this Christmas dinner with the family. So they end up going there, and there's a Christmas pudding, and they always put a 6pence in the pudding, and whoever gets it makes a Christmas wish, and all of that fun stuff. So the next day, things happen, and then she wakes up, and the day repeats. And then it repeats and repeats. So it's a Groundhog's Day style plot, and it was really cute. I loved it. So she's like, oh my gosh, I'm stuck in Groundhog's Day, and she's trying to figure out how to get out of this, and it is super cute. I would highly recommend it. And just what my brain needed at the time. And I listened to that while I was setting up my new reading journal, and so I pretty much finished it in one day, and it was amazing. Loved it. When I finished that, I was able to listen to a little bit of A Day of Fallen Night on audio, and I was making some good progress on that, but I also wanted something else on my Kindle, so I picked up The Mistletoe Switch, which is another just cutesy Christmas romance Hallmark type of thing. And I'm 30% of the way through, and it is super cute. I am loving it so far. It's just like that kind of fun, lighthearted, yet cozy feel that you get with, most romance Christmas movies. or rom-com Christmas movies. So we have Cherry and Xavier, but there's also RJ and Annie. Cherry and RJ, they have a past. They were engaged and then something happened and RJ left her, and she is trying to, it's been 2 years now, and she is trying to get him back. So she has worked really hard to change and become a better person and win RJ back. So she finds out that he now goes by James and he is dating Annie. Well, she's at the bar where James likes to hang out at night after work, and she meets this gentleman there and she says, hey, I would love it if you would go flirt with that girl because that's my fiance. Well, it ends up being his sister. So Annie and Xavier are brother and sister, and so he gets really upset finding out that her boyfriend has a fiance. What? So a little, no fisticuffs or anything, but a little verbal fight ensues, and then Cherry is still determined to break the two of them up and get back together with James. Xavier and Cherry start working together to try and break them up because Xavier doesn't like James. He does not trust him and thinks he is not suited for his sister. So he is determined to break them up as well. And it's just super cute. So I have a feeling this is going to be, you know, like somehow Cherry and Xavier are going to get together. I don't know for sure, but that's what I'm thinking is probably going to happen. And I am hoping James is going to get his own at the end. Not that he's necessarily a bad guy overall, but he just seems a little too arrogant, and I feel like when he's with Annie or someone he wants to impress, he is very suave and a great guy and whatever. But then if you make him mad, or they're not around to impress, then his true face kind of comes out, and he's not necessarily very nice and maybe has a little bit of anger issues. Not sure though, because again, I'm only 30% of the way through, so this is just speculation. And again, I'm about 25% of the way through The Historian. So I will finish that up this week and hopefully then get back to A Day of Fallen Night and Crooked Kingdom and all the other books I still have to read. Like Pupcakes, I will definitely be getting to that one next week because we have the author live show on the 28th. So I guess a week and a half. I'll go to it the last week of December, a couple of days before it starts. I still have The House Witch and Fae Song. Those ones are going to take me, especially The House Witch. I hear that one's kind of slow and takes a little while because it's kind of long. But otherwise, I'm almost done with my TBR, Opoly. So I've got the 3 on this side done already. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half still to go on this side because I've already started A Day of Fallen Night. So I'm doing pretty good. I had 15. I only have 5 left. So not too bad. And for book clubs, I already finished those, so that's nice. Read-alongs, I finished that one. For 52 book club, I have 2 left. One of them is The Historian, and I'm doing that now. The other one is The Spell Shop, but I'm in 4th place now. I started out at 15th place. I'm in 4th, but it still says I have like 8 weeks before I'm probably going to get the audiobook. So that may or may not happen. We will see. I am hoping, but yeah, that's for The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst, and it's for the prompt of author debut in second half of 2024. I may have to go through and see if any of the books I have read was an author debut this year. I usually tend to read more backlist books, so we'll see. Okay, Merry Bookmas. I did finish the Santa Claus prompt, Book with a Reluctant Hero. That was Accidental Ashes by Zoe Meyer, and that was super cute. I have not read I'll Be Home for Mischief yet, which is the prompt for Jingle All the Way, read a book with family dynamic, but I will get to that one because I love that series. I will most definitely finish that one. And I do still need to make a holiday treat. I have not done that one yet, but I do need to make some granola and some Pop-Tarts. So those are on my list. Die Hard. That prompt is a controversial book, and that's The Historian, so I'm reading that one now. I did finish It's a Wonderful Life, and I read The Christmas Wish. Nightmare Before Christmas, read a spooky or spoopy book. I read The Holiday Haunting at the Biltmore, which was so cute, so cute. Charlie Brown Christmas, go to a local holiday concert tree lighting, which I definitely did both of those. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, a book with a grump finding love. I have not done that one yet. Well, that's the one I'm working on right now, which is the Mistletoe Switch. And Mr. Xavier is a little bit of a grump. He owns a candy shop in Yuletide, which is the town he lives in. And there is no Christmas in sight in that store. He will not have a candy cane in his shop. So he's a little bit of a grump. And then we had Polar Express, and that was to read a polar fantasy. And for that, I did read The Winter of the Witch by Catherine Arden. Love that series. A Christmas Carol, read a book about second chances. I'm going to be reading Snowflakes and Second Chances, but I think the Mistletoe Switch as well as the Christmas Wish kind of work for that one too. And then the Dog Days of Christmas, read the book group, and that'll be Pupcakes, and I will be reading that one soon. So I really only have 6 left, 2 of which I'm already working on. So I'm doing pretty good on that one. We do have the watch party on the 21st, so I will have the links for that down below, as well as the author chat and the after party on the 28th. On all 3 of those are on Melanie's channel, so make sure you go subscribe to her so you can get the notifications for that. So make sure you click the little notification bell for her channel as well. Library of Dragons, I'm doing really good on this one. So finding a book, I am still working on A Day, Fall, and Night. For Match Clothes to the book cover, I read The Tombs of Atuan by Ursula K. Le Guin, got that one done. Buy items for a dragon, so I did steal the items. I know, naughty me. And I did read Saga Volume 7 for that one by Brian K. Vaughan. And then for Spending Time with My Dragon, I read Assistant to the Villains by Hannah Nicole Mayer. And then for the mandatory prompts, there's 2 of them. I did take part in reading sprints. I hosted a sprint and I've taken part in 2 others, so that was really fun. And actually 3 others. And then for book featuring an animal companion or animal on the cover, I will be reading the Christmas Tree Farm Mysteries, Book 5, which is I'll Be Home for Mischief by Jacqueline Frost. So I will have those done as well. So I really just have A Day of Fallen Night and I'll Be Home for Mischief left. Not too bad. Reindeer Readathon, go Team Stockings. I think right now we're in the lead. So exciting. For Dasher, I did read Assistant to the Villain, and that was a book recommended on socials. I'm currently reading Dancer, which is the historian of book genre matches your favorite music genre, which is classical music. My actual favorite is indie and rock, classic rock, but classical is kind of half and half with that because downtime reading and things like that, I like to have classical music on. Prancer, book synopsis mentions a special event or date. That was the Christmas Wish. Vixen, a book you didn't buy, Accidental Ashes, I got to get that one for free. Comet, book ends on the last digit of the day of your birth. That one was really hard to find, but I did find The Gathering Storm, which ended on a 3, as my birthday ends with a 3. And then Cupid, book from an author you have already given 5 stars to, and that was A Day of Fallen Night. Still working on that one, but I'm getting there. Donner book cover contains a word from the word search, and I picked lights, and that will be I'll Be Home for Mischief, and there is Christmas lights all over the cover of that one. Blitzen, choose 3 books starting with the same letter, then randomly generate. It's not cheating, but I feel like it's cheating. All 3 books started with the word the. So they actually all had the same word, and I ended up getting The House Witch, so I have not read that one yet. So right now there's only 3 total that I still need to read, and the other one is the Rudolph prompt, and that is read a debut novel, which was Fae Song by Dionne Williams. So I still have that one to read. And all the rest I've done, and all the bonus prompts, book over 500 pages, that's A Day of Fallen Night. An ebook will be The House Witch, which I can actually use quite a few. I can use Fae Song as well. I can use Accidental Ashes. Any of those would work. Christmas carols, I'll Be Home for Mischief. The Christmas Tree will be the historian. And then Christmas Elf, Fae Song. And then Slaying It was Great Expectations. I'm gonna definitely finish that one. And then Old Favor Pass. Of course, there's not a whole lot you have to do, but I do try and get all of them in. For Occult Premonitions, I did read Leviticus by Kellen Samuels, and that was surprisingly good. I did enjoy that one. Owlcraft Cafe, read a cozy book. I do still need to read The House Witch, but there are a few others I could choose instead. Shaw, Legitimate Retailer, book that will give you chills, The Holiday Haunting at the Biltmore by Eva Poehler. Wallace's Wonderful Winter Wanimals, Aurora colors, and that was the Christmas Wish. It has kind of those like purpley or bluish, greenish, pinkish colors on there. Smith and Friends and Sons, Arcane Goods and Such. Winter Elements on the cover, I'll Be Home for Mischief. And then I could also use The Winter of the Witch for that one. The Old Tales Bookstore, a book you still need to read. Day, Fall, and Night, most definitely. The Rich Pigeon Pub, 2 or More Authors, The Gathering Storm by Robert Jordan and Brandon Sanderson. And so I've completed most of those. So I will definitely end with completing pretty much everything on my TBR. Spell Shop depends on if I get that one or not. So I'm hoping. If not, then I gotta find something else to read for that prompt, because that's I don't want, that would be one prompt I missed for the 52 book club, and I can't do that. If there was like 4 or 5 books, I'd be like, okay, that's fine, but just one. So I'll have to scour through all the books I've read this year and see if there's another one in there that might fit. Well, it's not even all of the books, it's just the books from July through December, to see if any of those fit, because it's in the second half of the year. I will look and see. But that's pretty much my update for today. Yeah. And I can't wait to get this one on my shelves. For now, I'm putting that one there. I'm very excited. And then when Crooked Kingdom goes back there, I will put that one on my TBR cart for ones I really, really want to read soon, and hopefully in January. We'll see. So hopefully I will be able to update you again tomorrow. I do have my concert at the library, which is super fun. So our library is somewhat small, but it does have like a pretty large conference room. So we get to set up in there, and people will be able to come and enjoy some live music, which will be fun. And then what else this week? We have the watch party on Saturday, Sunday. So my church does a reverse advent calendar, which is pretty cool. You go out and you buy something each day. Basically, you don't have to do it each day. You can buy all of them at once, whatever. So a bunch of different foods, like canned goods and dry goods and things like that. And then you bring them to the church, and then they donate that to our local food shelter, which is so cool. So instead of opening something from an advent calendar every day, you're giving someone something from advent calendar every day that will help them through the holidays, which is really cool. So I got to take those back on Sunday. Those are all due. And then next week, well, besides Christmas, yay. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah to everybody out there, and I hope you have a wonderful time with friends and family. Now I gotta go edit my reading journal so I can get that to you soon. Bye for now. It's Friday, and I just got done with my final concert of the season, so that's nice. We just played at the library, and that was a lot of fun. I like the opportunity for free concerts for people in the neighborhood to be able to come and just to join in and enjoy some Christmas music. And it's always fun to be able to talk to everyone who attends the concerts and show them a little bit about how to play bells and some of the different techniques we do and stuff. It's super fun. So I just finished with that, and then I stopped by the store and got myself a little chocolate peppermint cookie as a little treat for 6 concerts done. And I don't play again till January 5th. My husband and I are the worship team, and then rehearsals start up again January 6th. But for now, I'm done. I can relax. Very excited about that. And we're gonna watch a movie tonight, probably Red One, and I'm gonna make some burritos, and that's gonna be yummy. So some updates on my reading. The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova. I'm halfway through, so I do have the audiobook, and there's 2 different audiobook narrators, one for the daughter and one for the father, and so it's kind of nice to kind of switch back and forth between the 2 perspectives. And it's really interesting. It's not what I was thinking. I thought this was more dark academia, which I guess sort of kind of is, but not really. So we do have the father, who is a historian somewhat, and it's all about vampires and Dracula. I had no idea about that part. Apparently I didn't look. I do tend to go into my books blind, not knowing much about them, but I thought I knew more about this one than I did, and obviously I did not know anything about it. I guess I was thinking it was more like The Secret History by Donna Tartt, and Nope. But I am actually really enjoying it. So this one does have polarizing views on it, so I'm using it for my diehard prompt for Mary Bookmas. And people either like it or they don't. And so far I am on the I definitely like it side. So it's slow, but I am enjoying it. I'm used to slow fantasies and things like that, so I'm definitely enjoying it. And then I am also 54% of the way through the Mistletoe Switch, and I am loving this book. It is so cute, like just what I needed. Some just cute little popcorn read, kind of a guilty pleasure, easy to read, reads really fast. Like I read like 70 some odd pages of it yesterday, just because it just reads really fast. And if I was reading this one physically, I would have gotten through maybe 20 pages in that same amount of time. Same with Day of Fallen Night, which I have made absolutely no progress on because I am focusing on The Secret History. Not The Secret History. That one's Donna Tartt. The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova. Okay, I'm really tired. My brain is not working well. I still have quite a few more books to go, but once I get this one done, then I will focus on my audiobook on A Day of Fallen Night, and then I can just kind of bust through a couple of my little Christmas reads. And then I have 3 or 4 quickie little like 6 to 9 hour audiobooks that I can throw in there as well, which will be quick and easy to read those ones, because I usually can listen to those on 2 times speed. I try not to get too much more than that. What else? Let's see. We finished Dash and Lily. I love that Netflix show. It is so cute. It just, again, it's more of that like guilty pleasure kind of popcorn, quick and easy. You just put it on, you can turn your brain off and just enjoy. And yes, I love it. And I did find out that Hoopla has all 3 books. I don't know if there's more than 3 books, but they have 3 books in the series on audiobook. And if I have time, I am totally binging those at the end of the year. We'll see. I may even stay up late all night, maybe New Year's Eve, and just like binge those. We'll see. I do have to pick up my mom from the shuttle on the 31st though. And yeah, so we'll see what kind of time I have. And if she's gonna stay over or if she's gonna drive home from there. And what else? So yeah, we're watching Red One tonight, and I've heard that's really good, so I'm looking forward to it. I love all the actors that are in it. Yeah, I think that's about it. My brain's tired. I need to go finish doing my dog's food so he has something for dinner tonight. And that's it. I'll see you guys again next week. Bye!